Once upon a time, in Kelkananga village, Belitung Island, there lived an old husband and wife. Although they had been married for a long time, they had not been gifted with any children. Every day they worked together, looking for fish and planting rice on paddy land. Despite their relatively poor lives, the husband and wife lived happily. One day, the husband went to check his sarrow. What is a sarrow? A sarrow is a trap consisting of an arrangement of fences that guide fish towards the trap, installed on the seashore. Carrying the sarrow, the husband left in the morning. While checking the sarrow, the husband felt his foot touch something. He looked down and saw an object near his feet.
What is this?
After studying the bamboo for a while, the husband threw it into the sea. After that, the husband was really happy to see his farrow full of fish. He immediately moved the fish into the basket he was carrying. While he was busy working, the husband felt something touch his foot again.
Another piece of bamboo? There's a lot of bamboo around here.
The husband picked up the bamboo, looked at it for a while, and threw it into the sea. Then his work was over. All the fish from the sarrow had been moved into the basket. As he was about to go home, the husband felt something touch his foot again. Surprisingly, he saw a piece of bamboo near his feet.
How strange! This is the bamboo that I threw into the sea earlier. How did it come back here while the sea was receding?
The husband couldn't stop thinking about the bamboo that had touched his feet several times. He decided to throw the bamboo back into the sea. But again, the bamboo came back to him.
Huh? How strange! Why does this bamboo seem to follow me? Okay, this is a magic bamboo. I better take it home.
When he arrived home, the husband forgot to tell his wife about the bamboo. He didn't take the bamboo from his fish basket. The husband didn't know that his wife wished assigned the bamboo as a support from the paddies, which were being dried in the sun that the wind wouldn't blow them away. A few days later, the husband and wife were shocked by the sound of an explosion. They quickly looked for the sound of the sun. When they arrived at the sign for the house, the husband and wife were surprised to see the baby girl on a pile of paddies. The bamboo that husband found home the other day was spilled into.
The bamboo gave us a baby.
Days went by, the husband and wife took good care of their baby and gave her the name Putri Pinanggading. Before long, Putri Pinanggading had grown into a beautiful teenage girl. Her love for archery since childhood made Putri Pinanggading an accomplished archer. She used her archery skill for hunting. Her father faithfully always accompanied her when his only daughter wanted to go hunting in the forest.
One day, news came that the neighboring village Kelkaramban was attacked by a large wild bear. It's not just livestock that is prized on. The bears had even prized on residents. As a result, non-residents dared to leave their house. Putri Pinanggading was very concerned when she heard the news. She intended to use her archery skill to help. So, Putri Pinanggading asked her parents. The father was shocked, as was her mother. It's not that they didn't appraise their daughter's good intentions, but the danger that threatens Putri Pinanggading made the husband and wife afraid of losing their daughter.
Father, I want to help our neighboring village.
You better think again, my daughter. I heard that the bird was big and fierce. I'm afraid you'll be eaten. Yes, my daughter. What your father said is true. We are afraid something will happen to you.
But Putri Pinanggading remained firm in her stance. She was confident that she would be able to help her neighboring village. Finally, her parents gave in. Although with heavy hearts, the husband and wife allowed Putri Pinanggading to leave. That same night, Putri Pinanggading prepared a bow, an arrow that had been smeared with poison. After traveling for half a day, Putri Pinanggading arrived at the neighboring village. The atmosphere in the village was really quiet because no one dared to leave the house.
If this continues, the people of this village will starve for a long time. Where do they get food if they don't even dare to leave the house?
Putri Pinanggading walked cautiously through the village. She walked under the tree so that Garude, the name of the big bird, would not notice her presence. After walking for some time, Putri Pinanggading chose to wait for Garude under a big tree on the edge of a lake. Her guess was correct. Not long after, she saw Garude fly down and land on the edge of the lake. Garude, who was busy drinking lake water, didn't realize that he was being watched. Slowly, Putri Pinanggading prepared the poison arrow on her bow. When she felt the time was right, she immediately released the arrow. Ouch! It pierced Garuda's chest. The bird was very surprised. The poison that Putri Pinanggading had smeared on reacted quickly. Garuda screamed in pain as it flew around in the air. It didn't take long for Putri Pinanggading to see Garuda crash in the field on the edge of the lake. He died instantly. Residents who were shocked to hear Garuda's loud voice rushed out of their houses. They wanted to know what was happening to the bird.
The residents were very happy to see that Garuda, who was disturbing the village, had died. The news of Garuda's death soon spread throughout the village. They are very grateful to Putri Pinanggading, who helped them. She was happy to be able to kill Garuda. In this way, the people can live in peace again. It is said that the place where the Garuda beard fell turned into 7 tributaries. Meanwhile, Putri Pinanggading's arrow that hit Garuda's chest grew into a clump of poisonous bamboo. One day, a fisherman cut the bamboo to make a fishing rod. While cutting the bamboo tree, the fisherman suddenly cut his hand and died immediately because the bamboo was still poisonous. By the local people, the poisonous bamboo is called Bulo Brantu. They named the village Belantu from the word Buluantu. However, during its development, the name Belantu changed to Mombalong, which is now the name of a sub-district on Belitung Island.